Now let me guess, the reason that you clicked on this video is because you're distracted right now. And this video got recommended to you. Now wait, do not click off. Okay, it is too late now. Before you leave, I'll let you know that one, I've been there. And that two, if you keep watching, I can show you how you can stop letting distractions in your life. And more importantly, how you can stay focused on your goals. Now I've just finished my third week as a college freshman, and oh my goodness, at the beginning it felt like I could not get a break from orientation and moving in to starting classes and basketball workouts and so on. Like, in comparison to my gap year, I've been really crunched for time, and removing distractions has been critical recently. I've been here for only 3 weeks, and as you can probably imagine, there are a lot of distractions that come with going to college. For me recently, I think the biggest one has been the people, and don't get me wrong, I've met some great people, but they can definitely take up a lot of time and focus. Whether it could be staying up late and hanging out, it could be going to parties or sporting events, even that really attractive person sitting in the front of the class. Like, don't lie to yourself. Your friends can be distracting. I'm a certified introvert, and I can tell you the FOMO is real, and I find that crazy. But honestly, there are any number of things that could be a distraction for you right now. Maybe it is the people or the relationships, like I've said, or maybe it's social media, Netflix, binging shows, your phone, your responsibilities. Even the way you think could be a distraction. And so if there are infinite sources for our distractions, where do we start? So here's my first question, which is sort of like a thought experiment. So follow along. If you can, I want you to close your eyes. I want you to think about yourself. There's all this empty space, and then there's you. All this space is your life, and you get to add what you want and only what you want to it. Who do you want to be in the next month, year, 5 to 10 years? Where do you want to be? And who do you want around you? If you haven't thought about this before, then you should take the time to think about what matters most to you right now. What are your highest aspirations for the future? And it's okay to start out vague, to dream big, and to generalize right now, okay? We're gonna get to the planning later. Sweet, so you have your goals. Now do me a favor and write it down, okay? Put it into words. It can be as pragmatic as going to med school or working in Silicon Valley, or as daring as starting the next viral clothing brand. Whatever you write down though, do understand that these are now priorities. They come before the trivial and wasteful habits of your old life. Okay, in a world full of distraction, what we really need is a powerful compass showing us where to go. For me, my God and my goals are my compass, steering me away from everything that's trying to hold me back and control my life. So you have a goal or goals in mind. Let's say you've even actually written it down, like on a sticky note, and put it up on your bedroom mirror. Right now, that's nothing more than ink on paper. Unfortunately, the world will not change no matter how many people put it on their wish list, and so our lives will have the same story unless we actually do something. What are the steps that you want to take to turn that dream into a reality? And more specifically, what can you do right now to start making progress? What behavior, what habits, what mindset do you want to start cultivating? What is in your control? I found this TED Talk on YouTube from a couple of years ago, and the point that the speaker makes is that we focus on our goals way too much. And I get that probably sounds hecka contradictory to what the last point I just made, but let me finish. We focus on our goals way too much in comparison to our actions. And in many situations, our goals are out of our control. Like, if I want to be a YouTuber, I'm not in control of how many views or subs I get. You're not in control of how many minutes you get in the game, or if you start, or whether you get a contract from a pro sports team. If you think about it, you aren't in control of how much weight you lose, unless you are literally amputating the fat from your body. But what you can control is how much you consume, and how active you are, and how you talk to yourself when you look in the mirror. This question is super important because your own goals can become a distraction and give you a false sense of accomplishment. Our goals can even be a source of anxiety and unhappiness when we focus on them too much and how far away we feel from achieving them. Instead, focus on how you can be better today than you were yesterday, and what you can do tomorrow to be closer than you are today. Enjoy the small victories and notice the progress over time, because in the long run, that's just going to matter more than the goals themselves. Now you may be asking, wait a minute, isn't this video supposed to be about distractions? And I promise you, yes, it is. I mean, think about it. What even is a distraction? It's anything that takes away some of the attention that's supposed to be given to something else. And if you don't know what that something else is for you, then your every day is a distraction. You're being constantly pushed and pulled by what society says and what you believe you're supposed to do. You stop thinking and actively examining your life and just letting how you feel or this imaginary current take you wherever it goes, right? In other words, we get mad comfortable. And if you really want to remove distractions from your life, then you have to be willing to operate out of this place of friction and resistance until that's what feels normal. So here's question 3. Since you know where you're trying to go and what action it'll take for you to get there, now it's time to think about what is pulling you away. What behaviors, what habits, what mindset do you want to start removing, and how will you do it? I personally can be very hardcore when it comes to this step. I can be someone who plays video games 4 to 5 hours a day, always on social media, and then when I ask myself these questions, I'll uninstall all of it the very next day. You may think that's a bit overkill, and that's fair, so I'll leave it to you to decide how much to reduce and how much to limit. Just remember though, the bigger the goal, the bigger the sacrifice it's going to take to stay focused. And honestly, we both know removing distractions is not that complicated. If you spend hours a day on TikTok, but then it feels like you're never prepared for any of your exams, you know what to do. If you want to travel and explore different countries, but you blow money on eating out and Starbucks every day, again, you know what to do. I do want to quickly mention though that our responsibilities can take up a lot of time, and I know you can't just cut out going to classes or taking care of your kids. Like, that's why it's important to set aside time for them, and to also set aside time for the things that you want to add to your life. Find ways to make things easier and more efficient. The real problem that distractions pose is just that we often aren't aware of them. That is, until we answer these 3 questions. Then it just becomes about discipline, which in all fairness is worthy of a video all for itself. But still, what are the parts of your life that take up the most time and don't offer you any real benefit? Trade some of that temporary pleasure or fulfillment that you think you're getting from what you're spending time on now, and go after the things that really matter to you and that will still matter in 10 years. If you made it this far in the video, first of all, I just want to say thank you for sticking around, and it's probably because you're someone who wants more out of life. This video isn't really for the average person, because if you're anything like me, then you already heard the basic advice of, oh, put your phone on Do Not Disturb or set reminders for things, and yet we still struggle to make real progress towards our goals. So there you have it, the 3 questions that you can use to beat distractions and that I use to stay focused as well. If you found any part of this video helpful, we'd really appreciate it if you were to leave a like. I'm going to be putting a lot more videos like this geared to helping people like us, so you may also want to subscribe if you want to be a part of this community. Lastly, leave a comment letting me know a distraction you're going to cut out of your life, or an action you're going to start taking to get closer to your goals, and I'll be sure to respond. But with that, thanks again for watching, and remember, don't wait for a hero. Go be one. Peace.